Hey, happy. I'm playing instrumental music because I don't want Facebook to like ban my video. But happy Thursday. I am going live on my Facebook page today because this is a hot topic. But usually I go live inside the X Live Facebook group, and they decided that yes, they want to share me today. So I decided to do this specific topic video on my Facebook page. Let me just go ahead and share this. Okay, how do I cross share? Okay, hopefully I shared it in the group. Let me see. Check my phone. But when you come in the room, please say hello so that I know that you're there. Let me see. Did it? Okay, good. It's shared. Ooh, I look so dark. Let me see. Say hello so that I. That was me. Oh, I look kind of bright now. All right, guys. Happy Thursday today. I don't know if diet mentality versus intuitive eating. I've been talking about that for a while. I probably shared a few deets in my I think I shared on the Instagram story. Yeah, I did share a video on Instagram, IGTV. So it was a short video, and usually for my X Live, the monthly challenge, I do a oh, somebody's calling me. For my monthly challenge, I usually do every Thursday, 6 p.m. I do a live Q&A session in the group. So here's the thing. Hi Sean. Hi Julie. You can drop your questions in the comment section because it also is a Q&A. I probably forgot to put the yeah, let me put it up here. Q and right. There you go. Save. Okay. So the Q&A is that you get to ask any question. I'm here, your fitness coach, Joy Francis of joyfitworld.com. Ask your questions away, but I'm going to jump into the topic that I want to talk about, diet mentality versus intuitive eating. And the reason I'm talking about this is the time of year, this is the month, this is the season. You know what it is. It's the season of holiday season, the Christmas, whatever you celebrate. And what we celebrate with food most of the time. It's also the time of the year when we start thinking about the coming year and the goals that we want to have, and whether the goal is weight loss or muscle gain or eating healthier, whatever that goal may be. If you have any questions related to the topic or not related to the topic, fitness, health questions, don't forget, put it in the comments because I'm going to answer it tonight as well. I am not going to be on for long because I rarely do the lives on my Facebook page, but I'm doing it tonight. So let me pull up my notes. I got some notes because you know why? We need notes. And diet mentality versus intuitive eating. I saw this last week. This is what struck this whole video series or whatever you want to call it. I saw a page, a post, something like that, and I was like, wow, I need to talk more about this because we have a lot of us that have the diet mentality, and I'm pulling up my notes here. We have that diet mentality that we are so used to, where we say things to ourselves like, I can't eat this. How do I look if I eat this? How much food am I gonna get today? So it's kind of like this mentality of a scarcity mentality, right? Will this make me skinny? Will this make me gain weight? Those type of thought process. Excuse me. I exercise so that I can eat. These are just some of the things that we say to ourselves in the diet mentality culture. I can eat whatever I want on my cheat day, and cheat days. Don't get me started on cheat days. When people say they have a cheat day, I always cringe a little bit because it's like saying food is some sort of thing that you can't have, and then there's this day you have to cheat, and in that day you have to have everything that you didn't have in the last 6 days. So I don't really like to call days cheat days, and I said this in the video I did on Instagram, I usually eat every and anything. All right, as long as it fuels my body right. All right. The other thing, the other one of the other thing people say when it comes to the diet mentality is food is my worst enemy. I and and I reward myself with food. How many of us do that? Put your hands up. How many of us reward ourselves with food? If I do this, I'm gonna buy myself an ice cream. If I do that, am gonna buy myself a piece of candy bar or whatever it may be. A lot of us do that. Or if this happens, say whatever it may be, there's different things. I'm gonna go out and eat. We have that reward system when it comes to food. But when it comes to the intuitive eating, so we don't talk about the diet mentality, the diet mindset, right? How do you break the diet mindset? How do you break this cycle? How do you get from diet mentality, January, new year, new you, jump on the bandwagon, I'm going to do a 30-day, blah, 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 whatever the diet is, insert. And at the end of that period, how do you stick to a routine? How do you stick to a pattern? How do you stick to a behavior? Because remember, one of the things I want you to remember when it comes to health and fitness, when it comes to your health and fitness, it's your mindset. All right, your mindset is everything. I've been talking mindset for a while now. Mindset reset, mindset. You gotta reset the mind. You gotta change the thinking. So when the new year comes and you decide that this is my new goal, this is my this, whatever that may be, you're able to stick to the goal. You're able to achieve the goal. It's really realistic, timely, all of these things. And even if you set smart goals, right? And your mindset, it's still in a diet mindset, you're not going to achieve them, even if it's smart. All right, even if it's smart, because your mindset has to have a shift there. So at some point, those smart goals are gonna show and put hands up in the air. At some point, you're gonna want to make those goals, one of those goals in the smart, put smart mindset. I would say smart mindset. Now, while I'm talking to you guys, I'm getting all these little woo, things, bells ringing on my head. Smart mindset. So you set smart goals, but you also set some mindset goals as well. We are done talking about the diet mentality. So let's talk about the intuitive eating. And when you think about intuitive, the only reason I put that word there is a fancy word and people kind of like jump at that word. But I like to call it eat to live, right? I like to call it eat to live. And eating to live is basically using food as fuel for your body. Using the food as fuel. One of the things, how many of you have ever gone a day without eating? Probably not. And if you're watching the replay, shoot in the comments. Let me know if you've gone a day or you just decided today you're fasting. How do you feel? How did it make you feel? How, overall, what was this like, how was the feeling? How was the vibe? What it was? Now, I'm gonna share with you what happened with me. And I do a lot of fasting, right? Spiritual reasons. I fast sometimes for 24 hours, and I have to catch myself sometimes because I would fast a lot if I, if need be, or if I if I wanted to, because all right, short is like hands up. Because here's what happened when I fast. My brain cells, I don't know what happens, but the scientific side of it, what I've been reading and noting, is that it rejuvenates your cells in such a way that you feel 100% like on fire, shooting from all cylinders. Everything's clear. Because your body wasn't dependent on that food, you gave that body time to rest and relax. And I've even heard of people fasting and changing their cells, that their numbers, like cholesterol numbers, this numbers, whatever numbers, and who might have been heading down the line of some type of disease, and were able to reverse it. Now that's a whole nother science level, but one of the things I do a lot is fasting, right? So when I come back to the side of intuitive eating, I eat when I'm hungry, right? I eat when I'm hungry. How many of us eat when we're hungry? Not many of us eat when we're hungry. We eat because we think, all right, it's breakfast in the morning, I need to eat breakfast. But are you hungry for breakfast? at that time, like when you ask yourself these questions, like, are you hungry? And if you are, eat. All right. And if you're not, drink a cup of water, cup of tea, something hot. See how your body works. And this is the only reason I can tell you this is because I've experienced it. Beside being a fitness and nutrition coach, yes, the science and all of that and all the reading and the knowledge that I've had, but I also I've experienced really listening to my body, using food as fuel for my body. One of the things that, I mean, you guys know I run a lot, right? One of the things a lot of times marathon runners and runners do is eat a lot of carbs, hard carbs, like processed carbs, bread, pizza, bagel. On the other hand, for me, I don't like bread and I don't like to eat those types of carbs. It doesn't work the same way for me. Now, I grew up on provision, and if you're from the Caribbean, you know what provision is. Provision is things like yams and dasheen and sweet potatoes and yeah, that's provision. And those are they call I think they call it blue food. If you're familiar with the term, but they're healthy and complex carbs, quinoa. So that's what I usually eat when I'm running. I'm not really into the whole, I have to stuff in the bread because it doesn't make me feel good. Even though I'm running 10, 15, 20 miles, I don't feel good eating it. You know what I mean? It doesn't do the same thing for me as it does for other runners who probably been doing it for years. The other thing is, Sean say yuca. Yes, yuca. Oh yeah. Listen, you get a good piece of yuca, butter cassava, we call it, that nice buttery one. You don't want nothing else. So for me, I love those type of food, and I could eat it, and it fuels me for my running. But here's the thing, I can run 13 miles without eating or drinking anything. Some people said that's not good, but my body has gotten used to it over the years. That's what my body got used to. But only recently, flour and rice. Yeah. Me neither, Julie. I am not even liking, I don't even eat, I don't even eat rice no more. If I do, it's once in a while if I buy something, but I don't even eat rice no more. And flour, yes, flour only if I make my own bread, right? Only if I make my own bread. Let me pull up this so the intuitive, let's jump into the intuitive side because I don't want to stay on here too long. Jump into the intuitive side. So one of the first things you start to do when you come to intuitive eating, or as I like to call it, eat to live, is you want to reject the diet mentality. You want to reject the mentality that says, on January 1st, I need to jump into this diet. I need to cut out all the carbs and just, go cold turkey on things. Get away of that diet mentality, right? Food is fuel. Think about that. Keep that in the mindset. Food is fuel. So when you think about food is fuel, you're not going to want to load up on a bunch of bread. Now, if you like bread, it's okay. All right. But looking for alternatives. All right. You want to throw away all the diet books, the diet magazine, the articles, all of those things that tells you, well, yay, easy, quick fix, boom, boom, all of these things. Get rid of those things. All right. You want to really get annoyed, maybe like me, at the diet culture too. The ones that promote weight loss, do this in 20 days, you're going to lose 20 pounds. Come do this. I get annoyed at those things. All right. And you want to just reject that mentality, no matter who it's coming from. Right. You want to reject that mentality. The thing is, and the idea is that you get to control it. You know how they say we are consumers and we consume information, we consume things, all of that. But you got to choose it. You got the choice. The number two thing, you want to honor your hunger. And what does that mean? You want to keep your body fed. Adequate energy and carbohydrates. Now, carbohydrates doesn't have to mean eating rice and flour. I just mentioned a whole host of growing provisions and stuff that are carbohydrates that are good and healthy for you, and it's complex in the complexity of them as carbs. It's not processed carbs. So you want to honor your hunger. If you're hungry, eat. You don't want to starve yourself. I've seen people, I've come across people, friends, who've going on diets, different types of diets, and it's like they're hungry and, oh, well, I can't eat that, or I can't eat this, or I can't eat at this time. Just different things that just the restrictiveness of it. Your life is not a restrictive life, right? So why would you go into something that's restricting you if it's not you can't do it long term? All right. You Here's the thing. When you make yourself go hungry, I remember one time, I think a client of mine, she said she was doing, I think, 1,200 calories per day. A client of a friend, I can't remember. And she said, "Oh, I'm eating 1,200 calories per day." And I was like, "How is that working out for you?" She's like, "Well, I'm losing weight." I was like, "For real? 1,200 calories per day is really a little bit. The average human being needs at least 2,000 plus calories a day, right? That's the average human being, average. Regular folk walking around, moving a little bit, not even if you're highly active. We're talking about just regular people going to work, coming home. And she was eating 1,200, right? And I was like, "That's a little bit low." She's like, "No, but I'm losing weight." But guess what happened? Over time, after a period, she did lose some, but then she quickly put it back on. Because what happens when you don't honor your hunger? You trigger that primal response and you overeat. So when you don't eat today, or you're dieting for a week or two and you don't eat, guess what's going to happen next month? You are going to be reaching for everything in sight to eat, right? You're going to be reaching for anybody here have starved themselves, not fasting, but have, gone into any diet and decided that, you know what, the diet told me to eat 800, 1,000 calories, and you felt the hunger, and the next day you binge eat on everything? Raise your hand up if you ever did that. No, I've never done dieting, so I didn't. I haven't done that. But raise your hand if you, give me a hand raise in the comment if you've gone through that. The primal response when we are hungry is to overeat, right? We overeat when we get into this excessive hunger because we starved our body for so long. You want to be conscious eating. You want to be conscious eating, right? You learn to honor that hunger pangs. When you feel that signal coming on, drink some water. You're trusting food because our relationship with food. Joe say no. Joe, what's the no to? Hi, Jen. Me. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Um, so that was to the hunger question, right? So when you go into that diet mentality and you decide, well, you know what, I'm gonna not eat, and the next day you binge eating, you eating everything inside, like you just going through the cupboard like a a burglar going through your cup, like, let me see what's food in here, because you want to get that fixed. So you don't want to do that. Number three, you want to make peace with food. And what I mean by make peace with food, call a truce. Stop fighting food. If I feel like eating pizza, I eat pizza. Do I eat the whole thing? Not anymore. Because when I used to play basketball, I'll eat a whole pizza on a Friday night after practice. No joke. Yeah, a whole. And here what I used to eat. I used to eat the veggie pizza. I never really a meat person. I eat whole veggie pizza. They had 8 slices in it. But guess what? I was an athlete. I was playing basketball. I was burning that calories. And also I was 19 years old. I had a metabolism going. I was pumping it. I could have done that. Now I cannot eat a whole pizza. So you want to make peace with food. Call the truce. Stop fighting with your food. Give yourself permission to eat. Unconditional permission to eat. And what does that mean? You want to give yourself permission to have that slice of cake at your friend's birthday party. Christmas time, that hot chocolate. What else? Black cake for my Caribbean folks. Black cake or pastel punch crème. Give yourself permission to have it. If you keep telling yourself, "Oh, I can't have this, I shouldn't have that, you know what, I shouldn't eat the cake," but you're still going and eating the cake, you keep telling yourself those things, the mindset isn't changing. You're still in that diet mentality. Remember, we're rejecting the diet mentality. No, we honor our hunger pangs, and then we're going into we're making peace with food. Right, we're making peace with food. We don't want to deprive ourselves. We don't want to have uncontrollable cravings. We don't want to be binging. None of those things. So we're really not, excuse me, going into that guilt feeling and guilt tripping over food, right? Number 4, challenge the food police. Who are the food police? The thoughts in your head. It ain't your friend or your family. It's the thoughts in your head that tells you, good, eat this, eat that, um, Don't eat all of that. This is bad for you. This food is bad. That food is bad. You eat a piece of chocolate cake. Oh, that's bad. You have to run 100 miles to get rid of that chocolate cake. All of that is in your head. Challenge that mindset. Challenge the food police in your head. That's where it is. It's up there. The food police. Number five. And number five might be a little bit different. You might number five is discover the satisfaction factor. All right? The satisfaction factor. Not a diet culture, but the satisfaction with food, that you sit down and you enjoy the food. There's pleasure derived from just sitting down at the table, having dinner and having conversation, because you enjoy the food. And in that moment, you're satisfied, right? You're full. And that leads me to number 6. Feel your fullness. Feel your fullness. You need to trust that you give yourself the foods that you desire. Listen to your body. Listen to when your body says, hey, I'm full over here. Not because it tasting good. It tasting really, really good means that you have to have a whole bunch of it. That's what we tend to do. Like, we will have one drink of this or one scoop of that, and it's so good and it's rich in its taste and texture that we keep going and eating. It's not that we are hungry, All right. We didn't stop at that full point, that satisfaction, fullness. All right. You want to feel that fullness. Feel full and stop it. We got a couple more, excuse me, a couple more to go. So you want to cope with emotions, right? This one is a big one because I think I talked about this last time in the X Live group. We talk about emotional eating, especially throughout the holiday. Recognize that food restriction, both mentally, physically, can and of itself trigger loss of control. So when you have these food restriction, guess what's going to happen? We tend to go into that, as I said, that loss of control. So what happens with emotional eating? You find ways to comfort yourself, to nurture, to distract, anxiety, loneliness, boredom, all these things. When all of these things happen, we tend to use food. We tend to use food to counteract the feeling, right? We tend to use food to do all these things. So when we say cope with emotions, but cope with your emotions in the kindest way possible. Food doesn't solve the problem. If you're feeling stressed and you had the whole tub of ice cream, did the problem go away? It didn't. Chances are the ice cream, eating the tub of ice cream didn't make it go away. And how to cope with the emotions. So let's say, coping with the emotions in that time and not using food as that emotional suppressant is taking stock, making a list, writing down what's the pros and the cons of the situation or the problem, whatever it may be. Hey, this is the problem. Problem is A, B, and you take in stock. So you want to get into that mode, or maybe you just need to take a break. Maybe you just need to go take a nap, take a break, take a walk, talk to a friend, rather than picking up the tub of ice cream or the bag of potato chips or whatever it is your comfort, right? Again, that was coping with your emotion and using kindness when it comes to emotion. Be kind to yourself. And that leads me to number 8. Respect your body. Respect your body, whatever size, whatever shape, whatever it may be. Respect your body. All right. Respect your body by the things that you put in it, by the way you treat it, and reject the diet mentality. So rejecting the diet mentality is also a way of respecting your body. Don't have unrealistic expectations of your body. Don't be critical about your body. You can have an eye of, I want to look a certain way or whatever the case may be. But don't be critical of your body. Your body is yours. All bodies deserve dignity. Your body is your body. And if you, talking to your body badly, what you put out is what you get back. You know what I mean? So you want to respect your body, what you fuel your body with, how you move. And this is not saying you can't have this, that. Remember, in all of these things I mentioned, I never say you can't have anything. Never restricted anything. All right. Number 9. Oh, we're looking good. Number 9. You want to move. You all know my motto is movement is life, one move at a time. However you want to say it, you want to move. Feel it, move, feel the difference. Forget forget the, structure and all these different things. Oh, I have to go to the gym to get a workout on. Oh, I have to do this. Forget all that. Just get moving. Get active. Feel it when, shift your focus to how it feels to move your body. How does it feel when you move? Rather than I have to exercise because I'm trying to lose weight, or I have to exercise. Shift the focus, move and feel the difference when your body moves. For me, when I don't move, I can feel it, and I know when I don't move, because I feel it. My body will tell me, yeah, you ain't moved today. I start to do some stretches here, especially if I sit in this chair all day, right? Especially doing all of these Zoom calls and Zoom this and Zoom that. We sit in these chairs all day. The other thing I do is switch out of my chair, my office chair. I switch out of that into my I have a stability ball. It's a big ball. I'm gonna show it to you again. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Right? I see it's huge. So I have it right next to my desk. And I switch out the chair for the ball, especially throughout the day when I start feeling it in my glutes. I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm sitting too long. I do that, and I get up and go for a walk when I feel like I'm sitting too long. Also, my Apple Watch will tell me I've been sitting too long, which is a good thing. These, use technology for your advantage. Use the technology you have for your advantage. Number 10. Number 10, last but not least, honor your health. What does that mean? Make food choices that honor your health, your taste buds, and your taste buds too, that make you feel good. Now, somebody might tell me, well, Joy, a chocolate cake makes me feel good. Okay, well, have a slice of chocolate cake. Don't eat the whole cake, right? You don't have to eat perfectly to be healthy. You don't have to be a vegan. You don't have to be a pescatarian to be healthy. All right? You wouldn't you suddenly like, oh, look at that. I'm all healthy. No, just little changes in honoring your health, respecting your body, moving a little bit, and all the other things I mentioned before. If I, not using food to suppress the emotion, feeling when you're full, being satisfied, challenging the food police in your head, making peace with food, honoring your hunger, rejecting the diet mentality, all of those things all together. I know that was 10, it was long, but I was right on time, exact 30 minutes. Julie, you didn't go to the gym and lost 20 pounds on your own. Amen to that. I don't be dong gyms, I don't dong gyms, but you can sign up for a gym and go for 2-3 years and nothing ever changes if your mindset don't change. And guess why that happened? You lost it. And I'm sure, Julie, you can share, like, what did you do? What was the difference? What was the difference in not going to the gym? Because I know you used to go to the gym. You used to go work out and stuff. You committed to working out 4 times. Awesome. What about food? What about food? Like, what was your food? Did you change your food, your eating habits? What was that about? Did you change your eating habits? No, guys, this is the time when you can ask all the questions you can. Now I'm ready to ask questions after I went through that whole thing. What about eating, Juliet? In terms of, I know you exercise 4 times, so you started move more. While I wait for anybody else, with what was your take? What was your process from switching from diet mentality into like intuitive eating to live? And if you didn't switch, how are you going to switch for the coming? Listen, we are December 3rd. How many days? 31 minus 3 is 28, right? 28 days before New Year. And you know what's going to happen. New Year, new you. We also still in a global pandemic, so we're not going to be like all rushing to the gyms because it's still in a global pandemic. But we're going to want to be doing things. We want to, jump into this and jump into that. Maybe it's a diet, maybe it's a program, whatever is the case may be. As like Julie said, she started exercising 4 times a week. Committed. And I like that you use the word committed, because without a commitment, nothing it's going to change. Without that commitment, nothing is going to change. You have to make that commitment to stay consistent and keep doing it. Keep doing it. I don't know if Julie heard me about. I was asking her, like, what food did you like in terms of your eating habits? How did you change your eating habits? You know, there's different schools of thought when it comes to eating more, or eating less and moving more. There's also eating less and moving less. So let's just say I watched a video the other day, and after this story, then I'm gonna jump off. I watched a video the other day with this guy, and the video that I'm talking about, I'll share it in my X Live group for my X Live people. It's a 1 minute long. It was a BBC something, but 80-year-old guy from the Middle East somewhere, and he ran the London Marathon. And you're probably wondering, what? Yeah, this man eats very little and he fasts a lot. He is, I guess religious man too. But he fasts a lot. At 80 years old, ran a marathon, except for not eating meat in July. He cut down on flour. All right, good. So he ran the London Marathon, and this man is 80 years old. When I see these people, I look at them and like, that's gonna be me, 80 years old running a marathon. But I say that to say he doesn't eat a lot. They say the man's diet is like he doesn't eat a lot. He fasts a lot. If you see this man's figure frame, he's a very slim looking gentleman, 80 years old, and able to run 26.2 miles. I think he took like about 7 hours, but he still did it. All right. Julie said she cut down on flour, carbs, right? So there's things that you're going to have to cut out, but not so much as restrict, because I'm sure in place of flour, you have a lot of carbs that you can eat from, complex carbs. There's so many complex carbs out there. And if you do decide you wanted to eat bread or different things like the easy kale bread, making your own flax bread, making your own oat bread, making your own almond bread. There's so many different alternatives to flour now that you have no choice or excuse to say, well, there's only flour. That's the only thing I can eat, because there's so many different things now. With that, guys, if you have any questions, please shoot it out. I'm gonna jump off in like 2 minutes, but let me know if you have any questions before I jump off. And again, thank you for jumping on here and listening to me talk. And if you can, I didn't say this in the beginning because I don't do this a lot, but share this video. It's gonna be up here. Share it with somebody who needs to hear it. The diet mentality versus intuitive eating. And I'm going to be talking a little bit more of this throughout December into January, and different things. And remember, X Live Challenge is a monthly challenge. You can sign up at joyfitworld.com/X Live. And we have a pumping Facebook group there where I go live in there as well. And I share weekly challenges. So with that, let me know if this was, and if you're watching the replay as well, please share. And you can ask me anything in the comments. I'll go back and I'll answer all of these comments. Yes, I will, because that's what we do. So with that, guys, thank you so much for joining me. And till the next, peace, love, and fitness. Toodles. Toodles. Yeah, don't laugh at my dance.